And she writes, "We come together this morning to remind one another to rest for a moment on the forming edge of our lives, to resist the headlong tumble into the next moment, until we claim for ourselves awareness and gratitude, taking the time to look into one another's faces and see their communion, the reflection of our own eyes." And we'll now have our chalice lighting. If you will rise in body or spirit. Words are on the screen and in your order of service. We gather in loving community, inspiring one another to transform ourselves to create a more just and compassionate world. And please remain standing for our first hymn in the Teal Hymnals, number 1031.
Sometimes, when I find myself struggling or feeling down and discouraged, my mind tells me words that are not loving or kind. These words can get loud. They can make me think for just a moment, there's something missing in me, something wrong with me, that I am those words. But these words are not what's true, are not my potential, my greatness. Instead of believing them, I can pause and breathe deeply and take the time to find my own words that are true. And when I say them to myself, the other voice gets quiet, and I hear only me, taking care of me, loving me. It's with these words that I am describing the real me. With these words, I know who I am. When I have feelings of sadness or anger or worry, my mind might tell me it's wrong to have those feelings. But I can tell myself, I am human. I am allowed to feel. I am supposed to feel. My mind might tell me, don't share your worries. But I can tell myself, everyone has worries, and they are okay to talk about. My mind might tell me I will always feel this way, but I can tell myself this feeling will pass. Nothing is forever. My mind might tell me I shouldn't make a mistake, but I can tell myself I am always learning. Mistakes are how I grow. My mind might tell me I failed, but I can tell myself I am brave. I have the courage to try. There is no such thing as failure. I just haven't gotten there yet. My mind might tell me I can't, but I can tell myself, yes, I can. When the unkind voice gets loud and I feel down, I can tell myself I am enough. In this world, I matter. I can tell myself I am unique. That is what makes me beautiful and miraculous. I can tell myself I am thoughtfulness. My heart is full of compassion. I can tell myself I am kindness. I make a difference. I can silence the voice that is not the truth anytime, anywhere, when I speak to myself with encouragement and love. These are the words that are the real me. This is who I am. All of us can choose the words we tell ourselves. We can pick the ones that remind us of our own goodness and our effort and our importance. These are the words that are the real us. And when we use them, we know this is who we are. And then I thought we could do a few of these affirmations together. So I picked a few from the book. I will say them first, and then everyone, whole congregation, let's say them together. I am human.
I am human.
I am supposed to feel. I am always learning. I have the courage to try. I am enough. Does anyone have any other affirmations they like to say? Yeah, you want to share one?
I would like to say that I think that the ending was really nice to be really calm again.
To be really calm again? Yep. Anyone larger congregation have any affirmations they like to say? Shout it out.
I am Unitarian Universalist.
I am Unitarian Universalist. I am here and now, and we are all here and now, and we're going to go up and continue learning together, friends. So let's sing out to our classes.
Each week, we take a good portion of our Sunday morning offering and give it away to a social justice cause outside of our church walls. This month, our Share the Plate partner is Push Buffalo, and we have Dr. Majadi Baruti, the climate justice organizer from Push, with us today, who will say a few words about the organization. Dr. Baruti. No, come on.
Yeah, I'm definitely the climb of this. Greetings. I'm Reverend Dr. Majadi Baruti. I am the Regional Climate Justice Organizer for the incomparable Push Buffalo. We are, thank you. And I mean every word of that, we are incomparable. We are 20 years old this year, and in that 20 years, we have fought for climate and housing justice. Today, I'm standing before you in this sacred space in beautiful Elmwood Avenue. I live right up the street. We grow massive amounts of sunflowers. You may have seen it. I'm representing the communities of Buffalo and Western New York and the work of Push Buffalo as we fight specifically for climate justice that puts people over profits. And I know you've heard other things elsewhere where the profits are running over the people, but we're not doing that. All too often, marginalized families, BIPOC and low-income households of all sorts face seemingly impossible choices. Do I heat my home, or do I put food on my table for my children? And that is not right. That is not righteous at all. So this is not just a financial problem that people are dealing with. This is a moral crisis. It is a crisis of justice, and the truth is we cannot wait any longer to assist our brethren, our sistren, and every living being on this planet to survive. Our vision at Push Buffalo is clear. We need energy affordability for every single person who accesses that energy. We need renewable energy in every home. The homes across Buffalo and Western New York should be sanctuaries, safe, resilient, and dignified spaces. And the people who power this transition from this, I call it a type of madness that we're in, to a just transition, the workers should earn union wages, lifted into opportunity and power. This isn't charity that we do. This is justice. I want to make sure that we center that dynamic. This is justice. We demand at this time, during our campaign work, or my campaign work very specifically, that our Governor Hochul and the New York State Legislature act boldly through what's called the GAP Fund, cap and invest programs and policies that stop corporate greed from draining our water and our energy. We demand that polluters pay for the harm that they've caused. That's just a righteous dynamic, right? We demand that they not only pay for what they've caused, we demand a seat at the table for those whose lives have been threatened by these decades of environmental neglect. At Push Buffalo, we believe that real change comes from relationships and action. It's not just wordplay, it is an action. We meet our residents one-on-one. We hold story circles. We train community leaders across Buffalo and Western New York in utility justice, climate advocacy, and energy solutions. We are organizing very visibly, and if you look me up, you'll find we're very marches, we're on street corners, we're in churches, schools, giving testimony so that people can speak for themselves. We don't speak for the people, they speak for themselves. The decision makers have to also do. So this is righteousness. And we are using, I call it righteous indignation to push back against these systems of oppression. Working with us means taking on this fight together. It means grounding policy in the highest constructs of accountability and courage. And for me, I'm always centering love. It means that our members need to meet you. They need to meet you in camaraderie and love, and as one human family to work together to preserve this planet, and as I always say, to save this planet from the world. I need you to bring your voice, bring your physical body, bring your spirits, your beautiful spirits that I'm experiencing right now, and stand with the communities that are most impacted. This is our collective planet, and people seem to think air stays in one space. I mean, this is kind of how we have our thought process when we talk about environmental injustice, that the air on the east side doesn't affect the air on the west side. Well, guess what? You're breathing the same air because you're on the same planet. You're drinking the same water. My fiance is an Afro-Indigenous woman, and she says there's only one water on the planet. You can call it what you want to call it, Gulf of whatever, but it's one water, and we're all bathing and drinking in it. All of us, all of the living things, all of the beautiful things, and all of the beautiful you, we are living this together. Climate justice is urgent. This is about dignity and safety and opportunity across Buffalo, Western New York, and into this planet. We are proving that when we center marginalized voices in those who are harmed the most, we build power from the roots upward, and we can transform our communities for everyone. But we can't do it alone. We need you. I need you. Stand with us, stand with me, act with us, stand with me. The time is right now. Ashe.
Thank you, Dr. Baruti. You can support the mission of Push Buffalo by dropping cash or a check in the offering plate, or by visiting our website to donate online. And now let us please give generously as we are able to support the work of our church and this wider community. And we will now gratefully receive our offering.
What you've got to do is finish what you've begun. I don't know just how, but it's not over till you've won. When you see a storm's coming, see the lightning part the skies, it's too late to run. There's terror in your eyes. What you do then is remember this old thing you heard me say. It's the storm, not you, that's bound to blow away. Hold on to someone standing by. Hold on, don't even ask how long or why. Child, hold on to what you know is true. Hold on till you get through. Child, oh child, hold on. When you feel devil's at your door. There's no place to hide, you're frozen to the floor. What you do then is you force yourself to wake up and you say, it's the dream, not me, that's bound to go away. Hold on, the night will soon be by. Hold on, and think of something else to try. Child, hold on, there's angels on their way. Hold on and hear them say, child, oh child, and it doesn't even matter if the danger and the doom comes from up above or down below, or just come flying at you from across the room. When you see a man who's raging and he's jealous and he fears that you've walked through walls he's hid behind for years, what you do then is you tell yourself to wait it out. You say, it's this day, not me, that's bound to go away. Child, hold on, it's this day, not you, that's bound to go away.
We are at church this morning with our beloved gifts and our guests. Thank you, our partners. So in Otis's pre-K classroom, when they're having a big feeling, they do three things. They pause, they say out loud, I'm feeling, fill in the blank, and they take 3 deep belly breaths. I think we could all do that. Can we pause? You might say out loud or in your mind, whatever you're comfortable with, I'm feeling. Okay, say it all at the same time. Say the words, I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling pissed off. What are you feeling? No, you're really quiet about your feelings. No one's feeling a big feeling? Thank you, Teal. Angry, yes. All of it. Will you take 3 deep belly breaths with me? I'll repeat what Phil said this morning. Whether this is your first time here or your 1,000th time here, welcome. Know that your full self is welcome here. And by that, I mean all of who you've been, all of who you are, and all of who you are becoming. All of that is welcome here. Can you take that in for a moment? All of you, every single bit is welcome here. Can you feel what falls away when you feel that welcome? Can you feel what maybe stirs in you, moves in you, for better or worse, when you feel that welcome? That none of you has to hide here. Breathe that in. Give yourself the full grace of that feeling. And ask yourself, what is my deep need? What is my great sorrow? What is my ginormous joy? This is what we seek to share with one another when we gather. The things that arrives when we do not have to be anything but our whole selves. And each week, and I invite you now to give voice to that which stirs in you when you bring your whole self to this space. Your needs, your griefs, your celebrations. Give voice to that or hold it in your mind silently if you choose to. The Buddhist poet Mark Nepo says, "There's nothing to do and nowhere to go. And knowing this, we can do anything and go anywhere." Amen. May it be so. We'll keep this good feeling. And I brought more words for meditation, kind of guided meditation if you're in for that. This is called a survival meditation by Reverend Nathan Walker. It invites us to breathe again. And if breathing in and out feels good to your body, I invite you to do that, as the words say. Breathing in, I am aware of my pain. Breathing out, I am aware that I am not my pain. Breathing in, I am aware of my past. Breathing out, I am aware that I am not my past. Breathing in, I am aware of my anger. And breathing out, I am aware that I am not my anger. Breathing in, I am aware of my despair. Breathing out, I am aware that I am not my despair. Breathing in, I am aware of peace. Breathing out, I am aware that I am worthy of peace. Breathing in, I am aware of love. Breathing out, I am aware that I am worthy of love. Breathing in, I am aware of joy. Breathing out, I am aware I am an agent of joy. Breathing in, I am aware of hope. Breathing out, I am aware I am an agent of hope. Breathing in, I am aware.
I've been asked to give some personal thoughts this morning surrounding Reverend Bethany's sermon topic. And I was asked because I consider myself not only to be Unitarian Universalist, but also Buddhist. Now, I grew up in a very Catholic household, went to Catholic grade school and Catholic high school. One of the first books that was handed to me was the Baltimore Catechism. And if you've experienced, you know what I'm talking about. This is the Church's compilation of the Catholic doctrine. And one of the initial topics was that of original sin, that we're all born with sin, born with and in sin, and must be saved. Even at that young age, I didn't buy it. But of course, one could not say that to Sister Agnes Marie if one valued personal safety. I went along with this and other aspects of the church until our son was born, when my wife Ann and I decided to give the UU Church of Buffalo a try and discovered that the Unitarian Universalist tenet of affirming the worth and dignity of every human being absolutely made sense. I didn't stop exploring, though, and a few years later attended a beginner's retreat at a Buddhist monastery in Ithaca, New York. What I heard from the monks about Buddhist philosophy and what other teachers have written cemented my commitment to this path. What I've come to realize, though, is that I cannot show all of the principles, true compassion, and love to others unless I can apply that to myself. Now, big corporations and Madison Avenue have for years and years tried to convince us all that we are not enough. We need more and more to have a fulfilling life. I grew up in the midst of this in the 1950s and 60s. And being part of a religious institution at that time with prevalent ideas of obedience to hierarchy and oppressive doctrine didn't help. It's only been by reading, listening to teachings, meditating, and therapy that I've become better able to internalize the love and compassion for myself so that I can better apply that to others. I'm not done, of course. This is a day-to-day process. It's not a done deal. The Buddha taught that when you build a home inside yourself, you stop needing others to complete you. You simply share your completeness with them. You stop begging for attention and start radiating presence. The emphasis that it all starts with me makes so much sense. I'll close with a prayer that I say each day, and this is the second time you're going to be hearing this morning. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May all beings be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May all beings be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May all beings be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May all beings be happy. Blessed be.
One of my mentors said I should learn to worship when the choir sings. Y'all make it easy. Thank you, thank you. Our reading this morning comes from the late poet Andrea Gibson, just died last summer. And it's an excerpt from a blog post they wrote called "Why Self-Love is So Hard to Achieve." They write, "Like so many of us, I've chased the ever-elusive concept of self-love for decades now. I have discovered that the phrase self-love is not only an inadequate way to describe the experience, but it may be a roadblock in the way of truly knowing what self-love is." They continue, "When I am feeling what we call self-love, I feel the self fall away. And the love is not aimed at a me-shaped target, but instead is pointing everywhere, in every direction, at the whole of us, the collective of which I am a part. In fact, only when I am experiencing this love does my sense of being separate from others reveal itself to be an illusion. What is your definition of alive? Mine is experiencing this love and staying true to my commitment to finding my way back to it whenever I have lost my way." Want to know some good news? They continue. "This kind of love will love us even though it knows we have not always been good. This kind of love knows that even a big heart can get lost in the canyon of an old wound. This love weeps compassion through every mistake I had ever made, cradles me in the word human, and cherishes my spirit because I am not exceptional." The word "because" is vital in that sentiment. Why were we taught that to be worthy of our own love, we have to be exceptional? Being exceptional means to be better than others. If my lovability depends on being better than others, then my lovability depends on others being less than, and that is not love. When I'm feeling this love, it thrills me to see that I am nothing special. Nothing special is a massive relief. It frees me from the deadening demand of comparison. It erases the possibility that I could ever unwin my own love. And it roots me in the most transformative learning of my life. When I am truly loving myself, I am, in fact, loving everything, all of us at once." That ends the reading. The whole blog post is good. You missed some crucial pieces. I can send it to you if you want it. I was 1 month postpartum. The family had come and gone. My husband was back at work, and I was alone with our tiny bundle of joy, who, to be very specific, in this precise moment, was an overtired bundle of tears and wails. In the prior weeks, there had always been someone else to tag in to hold or calm the baby. But this day, There was just me. I was way past exhausted. I know some of you have been there. And I felt completely inadequate to the task of helping this child simply go to sleep. The feeling of inadequacy filled me up quickly. I had been singing to him, but we'd been going on so long that my repertoire was running on low. But then a song emerged. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? I realized a few words in that I wasn't just singing this to my kid. I was singing it to myself. How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. So there we rocked, both in tears now. He eventually fell asleep, they always do. I rested, got some good nourishing food and drank some water, and then did it all over again, this time a bit more grounded. That song, which is in our teal hymnals, has become one thing that has brought me back to the way I want to parent. It's the message I want to give myself as well as my kid as we navigate this thing called life. The poet speaks to this microcosm of what I felt in those early postpartum days, that when we extend love outside of ourselves, we are then held within it. In some Buddhist traditions, the teaching comes through meditation. That song we sang to begin our service, a different version of the one Phil read earlier, is a metta meditation or a loving kindness meditation that is used in numerous lineages, maybe all the lineages of Buddhism. You begin with developing metta, loving kindness for yourself, then someone you're close with, someone you feel some distance from in some traditions, and then everything, all creation. As Phil said, many of us grew up with this idea that we need to do something to be worthy of love. We need to do something to be better. And also that we need to love our enemies first, love the stranger, love that person we don't know. What Buddhist practice and the concept of metta meditation point to is something different. They say we start here. Andrea Gibson, that poet from our reading, posted on TikTok on Valentine's Day 2023. This is my Valentine's Day sermon. It's on love. But they posted a few years ago on TikTok about something they learned from the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh, that when that Buddhist teacher began traveling to teach in the West, students, particularly in our United States, would routinely ask, how do I like myself? Or how do I stop hating myself? And the question was shocking to Thich Nhat Hanh. They hadn't considered it as a possibility. He had to learn and then teach other Buddhist teachers from the East what the question even meant. They had to be trained to answer the question, how do I like myself? How do I stop hating myself? Gibson's reflection on this encounter is that the struggle to love oneself is not universal, it's cultural. Once they unlocked this idea that self-love was actually already there, self-love became inevitable. As they described in the reading, the self is the stumbling block to self-love. Once we get over that, love is unrelenting, maybe even inherent. There's a Zen koan, a short story intended for meditation and contemplation called A Cup of Tea, and it goes like this. Nanning, a Japanese master during the Meiji era, received a university professor who came to inquire about Zen. Nanning served tea. He poured his visitor's cup full and then kept on pouring. The professor watched the overflow until he could no longer restrain himself. It is over full, no more will go in. Like the cup, Nanning said, "You are full of your own opinions and speculations. How can I show you Zen unless you first empty your cup?" One of the common lessons of this koan is that in order to learn Zen, you must have a beginner's mind, leaving behind preconceived notions and judgments to see the world differently through Zen. To receive, your cup first must be empty. Alan Watts, a British Buddhist practitioner, was inspired by this koan and extended the metaphor a bit for maybe more Western audiences. He wrote this: "Imagine you're holding a cup of coffee when someone comes along and bumps into you and shakes your arm, making you spill your coffee everywhere. Why did you spill the coffee? Because someone bumped into me. No, you spilled the coffee because there was coffee in your cup. Had there been tea in your cup, you would have spilled tea. Whatever is inside the cup is what will spill out. Therefore, when life comes along and shakes you, which will happen, whatever is inside will come out. When we get rattled by the world, if hatred is in our cup, hatred comes out. If love is in our cup, love comes out. If we have hatred towards others, that hatred might come back to us. If we have love for others, that love might come back to us. We are living in a time when hatred and division are filling our collective cup, wherever that is. This process has been ongoing for decades and centuries, not just years. What do we do with this hatred around us that some of us also carry in us? The Buddhist teacher and writer Lama Rod Owens said this about rage and anger. Anger and rage are actually trying to point us towards trauma and brokenheartedness. When I experience anger or rage, for me, it's a sign that I'm hurt and I'm hurting. The tension between being hurt and wanting to take care of myself, that tension is what anger and rage really are. He says he can relate this back to everything that's going on right now. Writing a few years ago, he says, "We're just hurt. When people are out there marching in the street, it doesn't matter what it's for. There are people marching for Black lives and against police brutality. I see similarities with the folks," he writes, "the white folks who are going out and demonstrating to open up everything." This is in the pandemic. "There is similarity between the two, which is hurt. We are hurt. We are scared. We are frustrated. I think we have to have the conversation to get into the hurt itself." Reading Lama Rod Owens' reflection, I started to wonder if I see myself or my enemy as hurt or scared or frustrated, does that change my love? How do I love, knowing that the hurt and fear and frustration will only come again? Rosemary Watola Tromer, you've heard me quote her before, reflects on this by writing about an encounter she had with seedlings, an important reminder in these cold, snowy days. She writes this: "Today I talked to the broccoli sprouts. I kneel down beside their bed. 'You can do it,' I tell them. I don't mention that every summer there's a hailstorm that will puncture and tear their leaves, that bits of their green will litter the soil. Though the sprouts are less than half an inch tall, the leaves already look tough, like thick four-leaf clover. The hail, though, will be tougher. Perhaps I don't want to tell myself how tough things will get. Would rather encourage, would rather play, would rather revel in the day's sun. But today there's no lying to the self. The inner hail has already come. My leaves hang in tatters. All around me, flower petals are fallen, scattered, out of season, widespread wreckage. There's an inner knowing, though, one that needs no one else to encourage it. It knows to grow despite the damage, to grow because damage, to grow. It knows to grow because that is what we are here to do. Our new leaves coming in to support the old, to support the whole, every bit as vulnerable, and green, so green. We grow because it is what we are here to do. We love because it is what we are here to do. Just to put a point on it, I am not saying you have to show love towards all your enemies today, especially those who are actively causing you harm. In fact, I think you can grow love for an enemy without them ever knowing. You can grow love for them simply so that you might love yourself and our world a bit more. Consider how you might love your enemy in a way that expands your love for you. Because a love that would exclude you and all your wholeness that we dwelled in before from its wide embrace, that love is not worth our effort. And also, sometimes love is distance. Sometimes love is closeness. Sometimes love is wishing something for someone else that you know is impossible for them, but it gives you more aliveness. Beloveds, as we approach Valentine's Day this year, I hope you take some time to love yourself this week, and then turn that love to those around you, and then turn that love towards those you are distant from, and then the whole world. We need you all loved up for the work ahead. To end this sermon, repetition is not ministry. Novelty is not ministry. So to end this sermon, I'm going to invite Philip here to read Thich Nhat Hanh's 9 Prayers of Loving Kindness. The structure will feel familiar-ish. And I invite you to repeat these after me as you feel moved. If it doesn't resonate, don't repeat it. But if it does, do. May I be peaceful, happy, and light in body and spirit. May I be peaceful, happy, and light in body and in spirit.
May I be free from injury.
May I be free from injury.
May I live in safety.
May I live in safety. May I be free from disturbance, fear, and anxiety. May I be free from disturbance, fear, and anxiety.
May I learn to look at myself.
May I learn to look at myself
with the eyes of understanding and of love.
With the eyes of understanding and of love. May I be able to recognize and touch. May I be able to recognize and touch the seeds of joy and happiness in myself.
The seeds of joy and happiness in myself. May I learn to identify and see.
May I learn to identify and
see the sources of anger, craving, and delusion in myself.
The sources of anger, craving, and delusion in myself. May I know how to nourish the seeds. May I know how to nourish the seeds of joy in myself every day. Of joy in myself every day.
May I be able to live fresh, solid, and free.
May I be able to live fresh, solid, and free. May I be free from attachment and aversion. May I be free from attachment and aversion, but not be indifferent. But not be indifferent. Take that blessing, and here's another one of my favorite hymns. We're going to sing What Wondrous Love to close this service. It's number 18 in your gray hymnals. Please rise in body and spirit and stretch those backs. Will you join me in our words for chalice extinguishing? They're up on the screen and in your order of service. As we extinguish the flame of this chalice, may we carry its light with us into the world in the power of peace, faith, justice, and love. And our words for closing come from the patron saint of Unitarian Universalism, Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about your despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. Go in peace, friends.
So this song is all self-love. It's a little bit harsh, but so am I. It's also abridged. So if you want to hear the whole thing, you're gonna have to buy a cabaret ticket. I won't even do it that great today, just so you know. Purposefully, maybe.
Oh my God.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But I spent oh so many nights thinking how you did me wrong. And I grew strong, and I learned how to get along. And so you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock, made you give me back your key. If I had known for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me. Go on now, go. Walk out the door, just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? Do you think I'd crumble? Do you think I'd lay down and die? Oh no, not I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I've got all my life to live, I've got all my love to give, and I will survive, I will survive. Hey, yeah, yeah. It took all the strength I had not to fall apart. Kept trying hard, meant to be in the pieces of my broken heart. I spent oh so many nights just feeling sorry for myself. I used to cry. Now I hold my head up high and you see me, somebody new. Not that chained up little person still in love with you. Felt like dropping in, just expect me to be free. And now I'm saving all my loving for someone who's loving me. Go on now, go. Walk out the door, just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? Do you think I'd crumble? Do you think I'd lay down and die? Oh no, not I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I've got all my life to live, I've got all my love to give, and I'll survive. I will survive. I